From hobos to marshals, psychopaths to scientists, Wasteland 3 has 8 companions available for you to befriend and recruit to take on your journey. In this video, I'm going to show you where all 8 companions are and how you can recruit them. Now, just as a very quick warning, it is impossible to talk about these companions without some spoilers. I'm going to avoid spoiling anything specific about the main story or anything like that, but I am going to tell you the names of the companions, right? I think that covers what I'm trying to talk about, but you have been warned, there are some spoilers in this video. Don't come crying at me in the comments, Jared, that I have spoiled the game for you, okay? Okay, let's go. The first companion is found during the opening sequence, and that is Private Jodie Bell. She is a ranger herself, and her starting weapon is a sniper rifle. Jodie will be in trouble by the Dorseys. You will have to rescue her. Once you do get to Ranger HQ, she'll be a little bit worn out, so you got to give her some time to heal. Once you do complete a particular quest in downtown Colorado, she will be available for you to recruit as a companion. Even if you don't do this straight after that quest, she will still be there around Ranger HQ for you to find, typically hanging around the garage area. You've just got to find her, talk to her, and she will be able to join you. But you do have to save her in the opening sequence, or else she obviously won't be there. Now, moving on, the next companion you get is also just after the main sequence, which is at Ranger HQ, and that is Marshal Kwon. He will be given to you by the Patriarch, and he will join you on your journey pretty much from the get-go once you hit downtown Colorado Springs. The Marshal is an assault rifle user, and he's a pretty standard and pretty solid companion to have throughout your playthrough. He does have some interesting interactions in Little Vegas if you do take him upstairs, so I do recommend to do that if you're looking for some cheeky dialogue. Next on the list is a member of the 100 Families, and that is Lucia Wesson. Lucia is a gunslinger, and she'll join your party after you have gone into the sheriff's office. When you walk in there, you'll get rudely interrupted by a lady who's talking to the receptionist. That is Lucia. After you do some various activities in there and talk to the sheriff, they will ask if you can take her on your journey, take her with you to do the next mission, and then she'll join you after that. Just as a quick side note, I'm not going to break down which companion in this video is the best and which is the worst. I'm going to do that in a separate video once I've compared them all, but Lucia is one of the weaker companions, being small arms, and she already has points into weapon modding, which isn't something that you really need to have on one of your primary companions or rangers. You can just have someone back at Ranger HQ, which has maxed out weapon modding or armor modding. She's just got a couple of wasted points. You can still definitely use her, and I have throughout most of my playthrough, and she will have some interesting dialogue with the 100 Families here and there, but otherwise she does pretty much stay quiet for most of my playthrough from what I found. Next up is someone you may recognize from previous Wasteland games, and that is Scotchmo the Hobo. Scotchmo is a shotgun user primarily and does a little bit of melee combat, but he will join your party after a certain amount of time, and he's just found at Ranger HQ. All you have to do is go check the bar, and you will find a lovely drunk there drinking away, and it's Scotchmo, and he will join your party just through some dialogue options, and away you go. He will also appear throughout the game at various locations and have no idea how he got there, which is kind of funny, but otherwise he's just a pretty funny dude who will join you throughout your journey. Now, after you've picked up these first 4, there is a decent enough gap between the next kind of group of companions. There's a bit of distance between them. You'll have to do some of the main story and progress the game a little bit, and then you'll start getting some of these next ones. The next one is Ironclad Cordite. Now, after a certain person, and avoiding spoilers here, will call you on your radio, this person will ask you to go free Ironclad Cordite because he has some information that you may find interesting. It is recommended to go free Ironclad even if you aren't interested in having him in as a companion, as he will change some of the main story elements if you do have him in your party. In order to free Ironclad, you will need to break through a statue in Broadmoor Heights. Head down there. There will be some mercenaries down there that you can take out or skill check your way through them. Once you have unlocked Ironclad, there will be some information he'll tell you, as I said, and he will just join your party from the dialogue options once you've freed him. He is a pretty strong companion, and I've pretty much had him in my party since this time because he is really enjoyable to play with. He also has a unique shotgun gauntlet attack, which is super useful in the melee combat that he uses. The next character is also a melee character, and that is Fishlips the Scrapper. Fishlips is available about the same time as Ironclad. Once you are exploring, you'll get a certain call on your radio for a certain morning star. That's all I'll say about that. This is the quest you need. You go to Union Station and you'll be encountered with Fishlips. Now, after you talk to him, a combat encounter will start, and once you weaken him down to a certain amount of health, he will ask to join your party. All you need to do in this encounter is weaken Fishlips. Don't worry about his gang, just weaken Fishlips and you're good to go. When Fishlips joins you, you will technically become the leader of the gang, so they won't have to worry about fighting everyone else. Fishlips also has a unique melee melee attack, which you can use in combat if you want to go that route rather than Ironclad. I personally prefer Ironclad in terms of the melee companions, but it is obviously up to you. Now there is 2 more companions you can get in your party. Now here is your, again, spoiler warning. These 2 are a little bit later in the game. You will have to do a bit more in the main story, and they are the most spoilery. So again, spoiler warning, just letting you know. Now, the next one you can get is Victory Buchanan. You may recognize that name as he is the son of the Patriarch. Now, when you go to Aspen to meet this guy and deal with him in whichever way you choose to, he will ask to join your team. You can accept this and you now have Victory as a companion. He is a psychopath and he will engage in some interesting dialogue if you do have him in your party, and you can pretty much tell he's a psychopath just from talking to him to start with, so it is up to you if this is the option you want to take. Now, the same with Ironclad, there may be negatives to having this guy in your party as nobody likes this guy and he is a complete psychopath. You've been warned, but you can take him if that's what you choose to do in your playthrough. Now, the last companion is in this same space that you can get Victory in. As you explore the Aspen area, you will come across another ranger being Pizepi, and she can join you after the events have been resolved in Aspen. You can meet her beforehand and engage with her and conversate with her, obviously keep her alive in that conversation. And after that point, she will ask to join your team, and you now have the scientist Pizepi in your party. She uses SMGs, so you can take her with you if you don't have an SMG user. I also have a video that I just recently made with an SMG build. If you want to check that out, I'll throw a link up here for you. If you're going full ranger, you can have Pizepi and Jodie in your party, and you can just be a fully ranger decked out party. Each of the companions will have their own affiliations and they will comment on certain situations depending on what you're doing. As you could expect, some of the companions may not necessarily like each other, but they will also comment on the activities that you do throughout the world. And if you do something that they don't like, they may choose to attack you or leave your party. In most cases, they will actually tell you before they do something like this, but it's just something to keep in your own awareness that if you do something that, say, the Marshal doesn't like you kill civilians, whatever it may be, they may not be too pleased with you and they may decide to either attack you or leave your party. It's just well worth noting that they will make their own choices and they are their own individuals in the game. As I said earlier, in this video, we're just talking about where you can find the companions. I'm going to make a separate video once I've tested with all the companions around which one is technically best to use or which one I think is the best. But my immediate thoughts are that Ironclad is the most enjoyable, but that may change as I spend a bit more time with Pizepi and Victory in 2 different playthroughs. And that is all the companions, okay? I hope I didn't spoil anything for anyone, but that is all the companions and where to find them and how to recruit them. Let me know in the comments below what your favorite companion is and the ones that you have been taking in your party, because I think there's a lot of good choice in the companions that you can add as well as your rangers. Please follow me on Twitter, Instagram, and on Twitch, where I stream 3 days a week, Tuesday, Thursday, and Sunday, Australian night times. All of those links are in the description down below. Thank you for watching this video. My name is NorZZa, and I hope you have a great day.